Hello students, today we are going to learn about carbon and its compounds. Saturated and unsaturated carbon compounds. Compounds with single bond in their structure are saturated compounds and compounds with double or triple bond are unsaturated compounds. C2H6 ethane. Is it saturated or unsaturated? Let us draw its structure to know whether it is saturated or unsaturated. First, link carbon with carbon using a single bond, then link 3 hydrogen with one carbon and 3 with the other. The valencies of carbon and hydrogen are satisfied and no double bond are formed, so this is a saturated carbon compound. Now, let us write the structure of C2H4 ethene. First, link carbon with carbon using a single bond, then link 2 hydrogen with one carbon and 2 hydrogen with the other with single bond. The valencies of hydrogen is satisfied, but the valencies of carbon atom is not satisfied. Now draw another line between two carbon atom. Now the carbon valencies is satisfied. Here, this compound has got double bond, so it is unsaturated compound. In the same way, let us draw the structure of C2H2 ethyne. Here we need to draw a triple bond between the two carbon atoms. So this is also an unsaturated compound. So we understood that carbon atom with single bond are saturated compound and carbon atom with double or triple bond are unsaturated compounds. Unsaturated carbon compounds are more reactive than the saturated compounds. Chain branches and rings. Butane C4H10, we can write its structure in two ways, like this and like this. Both the structure satisfies the valency of carbon and hydrogen. Both of them have the same formula. We can call both this compound as structural isomers. The compound with identical molecular formula but different structures are called as structural isomers. In addition to linear chain and branch chain structure, some carbon compounds form ring structure. Such compounds are called as cyclic compounds. For example, cyclohexane C6H12. This is a saturated cyclic compound. Benzene C6H6. This is an unsaturated cyclic compound. So the compounds that contain only carbon and hydrogen in them are called as hydrocarbons. Alkanes, the saturated hydrocarbons are called as alkanes. The unsaturated hydrocarbon with one or more double bond are called as alkenes. Alkynes, the unsaturated hydrocarbon with one or more triple bond are called as alkynes. Carbon compounds and their functional group. Carbon can form bond with other elements like chlorine, bromine, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur and form new compound. New compound are formed when the hydrogen atom of the hydrocarbon chain is replaced by an element. The element that replaces the hydrogen atom is called as heteroatom. Here, chlorine is the heteroatom. This heteroatom forms the functional group of the compound. Sometimes heteroatom pair up with some other atom to form a group. This is chloroethane. Here, Cl is the functional group. This is ethanol. Since OH is the functional group, it is an alcohol. This is an acetaldehyde. CHO is the functional group. It is an aldehyde. This is an acetone. CO is the functional group. It is a ketone. The properties of the newly formed compound will be totally dependent on the functional group of the compound. Homologous series. CH3OH methanol, it has one carbon in it. C2H5OH ethanol, it has two carbons in it. C3H7OH propanol, it has three carbons in it. These three compounds have OH as the functional group and are called alcohols. Even though the number of carbon atom in each of these compound is different, they have similar chemical properties. The series of compound in which the same functional group substitutes for hydrogen in a carbon chain is called a homologous series. Homologous series of alkanes: methane, ethane, propane, butane. The difference between each of these compounds is the difference in the number of units of CH2. Homologous series of alkenes: ethene, propene, butene, pentene. In alkane, alkene, alkyne, we can observe that there is a specific ratio of carbon and hydrogen is maintained. In any homologous series, we will observe the gradual increase in the molecular mass. If the molecular mass increases, the melting and boiling point also increases, whereas the solubility of carbon compound decreases with the increase in molecular mass. The physical properties of a homologous series depends upon their molecular mass, whereas the chemical properties of a homologous series depends upon the functional group. Do like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.